They were abandoned and forgotten.
It's a shame they were never adopted.
Is that Sister Mary Mangle? I don't know, but the face rings a bell.
Now,
What's it gonna take to save this place?
a lot of this.
How many boogers we talking about?
The world
They haven't experienced anything.
Dad.
won't know what hit. The Three Stooges. Rated PG.
Remember when everyone thought this was going to be absolutely horrible, but it actually turned out to be really funny? Maybe that's just me thinking about it. But welcome to Time About the Movies. Once again, kind of rushing this one out here, so no intro. But we are taking a look today at the three films that came out on April 13, 2012. And we're starting off, of course, with The Three Stooges. This is, of course, based off the classic shorts of the mid-20th century comedy trio of the same name, and this is written and directed by the Farrelly brothers. It features Christy Amanatopoulos, Sean Hayes, and Will Sasso as Mo Howard, Larry Fine, and Curly Howard. The story is that they're in an orphanage, and the orphanage is about to close down, so they decide to go out to the open, into the real world, try to make as much money as they can, and go through your typical Three Stooges comedy sticks here and there. And I'm not gonna lie, like everybody else, I was looking at this and going like, this is gonna be really, really horrible. I mean, you had a trailer that looked pretty bad, and then you throw in the Jersey Shore in there, and it's just kind of like, come on, man. Like, but they always say, don't judge a book by its cover. This is one where you definitely don't want to judge the book by its cover, because it is really, really funny. It's a very good movie. It's probably one of the best Farrelly Brothers movie I've seen in a long, long time. Maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe not since, maybe Me, Myself, and Irene, perhaps? Although I did like Shallow Hal and also Stuck on You, but, I mean, this is a return to form for the Farrelly Brothers. I mean, this is a movie that was just prime for them. They knew what they were doing, and it made a really, really good, fun film overall. It got a huge mixed reception. Most people who really hated it, really hated it, but the people who liked it really liked it, and I'm in the liked it category. I mean, I found it to be surprisingly really funny. It's a great tribute to the old Three Stooges shorts, and not just the shorts, but Three Stooges materials. Like, the plot of the movie is pretty much the NES video game from the 80s, where, you know, the Three Stooges, essentially, they have to go and get money for the orphanage and all that. That was the premise of the video game. Like, I thought that was kind of fun that they brought in all these different elements in here. They did a great job paying tribute to the original shorts, and they got three top-notch performers to play these characters. Christy Amanatopoulos, Sean Hayes, Will Sasso. They meticulously captured the elements and spirits of the original Stooges and managed to provide a lot of really good, funny moments for everybody involved, especially with Amanatopoulos. I've always been a fan of his for a long, long time. He's been one of my favorite character actors. This is a guy that plays so many great roles in his career. I mean, keep in mind that not only is he Mo, but he's also the voice of Mickey Mouse in the 2010s Disney shorts, and he's essentially kind of been the other guy they go to when Brett Iwan can't do the voice of Mickey Mouse, and he just plays it so well. This guy is a terrific, terrific actor, and not only that, he was the old man in A Christmas Story Live. The Christmas Story Live was not that great, but the best thing about it was Diamantopoulos as the old man. Like, he's one of my favorite character actors, and he just knocks it out of the park with every performance he's in. This one, definitely of that, too. Yeah, this thing does also have elements I can't really stand. There's pee jokes, there's fart jokes, but they were really clever in making it work. They were smart enough to not let it be the main focal joke of the entire scene in particular. Just the scenario of what they're putting it in. There was actually a purpose to them being in there, and not just a cheap gag. It wasn't like that in this case. Even the thing with the Jersey Shore is very well done. Like, the people who are on the Jersey Shore were fully in on the joke and said, fuck it, we're just going to go ahead and go with it. And just like, they actually made it work. The fact that this movie was able to do that and make the Jersey Shore somewhat tolerable, I gotta give it points for that. Like, I gotta be very honest with you. This is a really, really damn good movie. This is definitely one of the best Farrelly Brothers movies I've ever seen. This is a funny film. If you go into it with a mindset and an open mind, you can have a really good time with it. It's a wonderful tribute to the Three Stooges. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I think it's a fun film overall. Can't recommend it enough. Definitely check it out, The Three Stooges. So with that said, let's go ahead and get on to the other really good movie that came out this weekend, which is The Cabin in the Woods.
Systems online. Acquiring target.
Oh, this is awesome. Do we have temperature control in the center?
I'm just saying it's a key scenario.
We haven't had a glitch since '98.
If you have a confirmed kill, take her out too. We're running out of time!
The Cabin in the Woods. Rated R. In theaters April 13th.
Now, for some people, that probably should have been the best way to sell the movie with the trailer, because the TV spot did a better job of selling that than the trailer did, which basically kind of spoiled the big twist in the movie, and the fact that, you know, this is basically a riff on, you know, a horror film a la Evil Dead or Friday the 13th, where you have a group of college students who retreat to a remote cabin in the woods where they fall victim to a variety of monsters, while technicians manipulate events from an underground facility for a global purpose. The trailer spoils this well, obviously in the trailer it does it, but it kind of takes away from the magic if you saw the trailer for it and you got kind of spoiled by it, but it doesn't take away from the overall movie in general. I think the movie overall is a really good movie. And it's interesting because this is actually one of the few times a movie has been sitting on the shelf at a studio for years, and it's actually really good. This thing was shot back in 2009. It didn't get a release until 3 years later. What actually happened was that they had, you know, it was originally supposed to be released in October of 2009, then it got pushed back to February 2010, and MGM and United Artists were going to release it, but they shelved it because of financial difficulties with those studios. Then Lionsgate picked up the rights in 2011 and actually showed at Bump Numbathon in 2011, and then in April of 2012, of course, it came out and eventually became the classic that it is, because it is a classic film. You have a cast that includes a lot of notable talents: Kristen Connolly, Chris Hemsworth, one of his big roles in. This is actually one of his earliest film roles. Keep in mind, this was before he was cast as Thor, and people saw him in Star Trek. But Fran Kos, Anna Hutchinson, Jesse Williams, Richard Jenkins, and Bradley Whitford. It was directed by Drew Goddard, of course. Drew Goddard has gone on to become a very solid director in his own right. Of course, he's directed a writer in his own right. He's directed Bad Times at the El Royale, which is another really good movie of his. But he also wrote Cloverfield, World War Z, The Martian, a Project Hail Mary. He also created the Daredevil series, and most recently he created the Caitlin Olsen ABC series, High Potential. But this is also co-written by Joss Whedon, who is going to have a much bigger success in the next couple of weeks with the Avengers coming up, which we'll get into that in a few weeks' time, which technically will be in a few days in this case. But yeah, overall, this is a really good movie. This is an incredibly fun film. It's a movie that works because of the sci-fi elements, the horror elements, and the comedy elements too. It's a really, really good movie. It's a very silly, fun film. It delivers everything you can ask for and then some. It does not pull punches. It goes in on everything that you want to see in a good satirical horror comedy, and it delivers everything you can ask for and then some. It's funny, it's scary, it's well done. Visually, it's impressive. For a $30 million budgeted film to look like this, they did a fantastic job with it. It's a really good film. Again, not much more you can really add to it than has already been said. The Cabin in the Woods, definitely worth checking it out. Seek that one out. So now let's get to the garbage of the weekend, and that is Guy Pearce starring in the Luc Besson-produced Lockout.
There's been a massive takeover on Space Prison MS-1.
What we want is freedom, or we crash this prison.
It's falling out of the sky. We can send in one man, Snow.
I'm thrilled that you would think of me. Going to space, get inside the maximum security nut house. It's a dream vacation.
The control room's on the other side.
Really? Snow, what's going on?
I'm almost there.
Lockout. Come on, it'll be fun.
Rated PG-13. Starts April 13th.
Okay, first of all, PG-13. Dead on arrival right there. Second, the whole thing about, you know, we want $300 million, or we're going to crash the space prison. Okay, do it. Do you really think that? Do you really think that they think that these people? Do you really think that these prisoners are really that smart that they're going to be able to successfully crash this thing into the White House or something like that? No, they're a bunch of idiots. They're in prison, for God's sakes. That's the biggest problem with the movie here. This movie makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. You got a plot which has Guy Pearce as a man framed for a crime he didn't commit, who's offered his freedom in exchange for rescuing the president's daughter, played by Maggie Grace, from the orbital prison MS-1. Which probably I should have thought about that before I made that joke before. Okay. Now it makes a little bit more sense why they would crash this into prison. So, just disregard that beginning I gave you there, because, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. But, anyway, it's, you know, the guy's offered his freedom for rescuing the president's daughter from the orbital prison SS-1, which has been taken over by its inmates, led by Alex, played by Vincent Reagan, and his psychic brother, Heido, played by Joe Gilgun. You also have Lenny James and Peter Stormare. And this is based off, of course, Escape from New York and also Escape from L.A., which are far better movies that you could be watching besides this garbage, because this really is a steaming pile of garbage. This is a movie that is loud, obnoxious, the visuals are absolutely terrible, the acting is fine, I guess, but even then, we've seen this movie done much better in many other movies, not just with the Escape movies, but just much better movies in general. There's nothing about this movie that looks slick or cool. This is clearly a film that was sitting on a shelf for years, and unlike Cabin in the Woods, it was for what it was supposed to be, a bad movie that the studio knew it was bad, so they put it on the shelf, and then when they had nothing else to do, just say, put it out there, see if we can get anything out of it, and shockingly, nobody did. This is not a very good movie, and it really takes away from an overall really solid weekend overall. This is the dud of this weekend, no question about it. So, Lockout, just lock this one out of your existence. And thus, with all that said, we wrap up another episode of Time About the Movies, and the next time we meet, we'll take a look at 3 more movies, including the ensemble romantic comedy based off of Steve Harvey's self-help book, Think Like a Man. We also have another movie based off of a book, a Nicholas Sparks book, and that is Zac Efron in The Lucky One, which is more than likely going to be considered one of the worst, if not the worst, Sparks adaptation. We'll touch more on that next time around. But we also have it is around Earth Day, so here comes Disney Nature with another documentary, Chimpanzee. So 3 films to take a look at next time around. We'll take a look at all of them coming up tomorrow on the show, so stay tuned for that. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honor of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.